I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
What up? Yes, I know I need more emojis. I don't know how to do them. I did the ones that I got, and then I went to make new ones because now I can get more. And I don't remember how to do it. So now I got to Google how to do it, and I got to do it. What up, y'all? It's Monday night. Kicking the week off right. What up, King, Jeremy, producer in the house? Chairman of the board, should be spelled B-O-R-E-D, because that motherfucker boring. Chairman of the board? This is what I feel like when I watch your show. I'm just kidding. What's up? I didn't do a lot of planning tonight. It's been a slow news week. Not a lot going on. We're going to look at the stock market crash of 2025. The most epic stock market crash in the past 2 years. And we haven't seen a stock market crash like this since 2 years ago. It's crazy. And all the backlash. Over 50 countries. 50 nations are ready to make a deal. 50 countries ready to make a deal. 1 week, that's all we need. We need charities. All right, I'll figure out how to do it. But the blue YouTube, or the blue emoji chair thing works perfect, though. It's like they already knew. It's like Facebook already knew. So not a whole lot in the news today. A lot of little rapid fire stories. I don't have anything like planned for a last segment. So we'll just hang out. First thing we're going to do is a live unboxing. We're going to look at this motherboard. I had to sleep on my couch today because it said it was coming today. So I'm awfully tired because I did not get good sleep. Because one, the living room's hot. And I don't have an air conditioner out there. I have an air conditioner in here and I have an air conditioner in my bedroom. I don't have an air conditioner in the living room. So it was hot. 2, it's a leather couch. It's sticky, especially when it's hot. 3, it's very light. A couple of my blinds are missing in the large glass front wall. So there's like beams of sunlight hit me in the face. 4, are we on 4? 4, I don't have a fan out there, so I didn't have my white noise that helps me go to sleep. So I was not happy, but I had to sign for this package. And I didn't want it to get sent back again. And I guess it was good that I slept out there because it came at 4:30. 4:30, I would have been in the depths of my slumber. And I would not have woke up if I was in my room with the fan on. We finally got a big box. All the other boxes are tiny. Tiny boxes. Now we got a big box. Boom! That's a dang top of the line motherboard there. Look at that dragon. It's got a dragon on it and it lights up. It's got a light up dragon on it. The word carbon here lights up. It's a carbon 870E, X870E MSI motherboard. It's a badass motherboard. Slightly overpriced, kind of expensive, but future-proofed. Future-proofed in a mug. This thing should last me a long time. Because if I want to ever upgrade or add parts, I don't want to have to change the motherboard. Because that means you're basically just rebuilding a new computer. And it's got Wi-Fi 7. Which means that's like the newest, fastest Wi-Fi. They say, because I use wireless Wi-Fi, they say you're supposed to use a cord, an Ethernet cord. But I got to run a dang long-ass cord from way out there, up around the doorway, up into here. It's going to look a mess. I ain't trying to do that. That's a heat sink that covers the main M2 slot. Yeah, but it lights up. Where you're talking about right here where it says carbon, right? Yes, this is a heat sink. But this carbon word, I don't know how they do it, but it lights up. And there's no wire needed. It's a magnetic. Like there's lights in there, and you don't have to run a wire to anything. It just, when you touch it and you screw it in, there's a magnet that connects and it runs straight into the motherboard. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. They use electricity to make light. It's old tech. It does light up, Jeremy. I'm telling you. I seen it. Maybe I'm wrong. I seen it. It lights up. Don't tell me it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure I seen lots of reviews and videos and it lights up. And the dude in one of the reviews said, this light is cool because there's no, you don't got to connect no wires. It just lights up. You got a dang magnet. Anyway, so I got the motherboard. It's not even like taped down or nothing. Snap. We're not going to take it out of the plastic yet. Just looking at it. Nothing to see here, folks. You don't get to see inside the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Just tell me what's in the box. Don't worry about what's in the box. It's none of your business yet. This is what's in the box. So this is cool. Now I think did I just get paid today? I think I just got paid today from work. Today I gotta order I can either order the case and the cooling thing, or I can order the case and the power supply. I don't think I have enough right now to do the case, the cooler, and the power supply. But those are the last 3 things I need, and then a graphics card, which, you know, that's never going to happen. JS been hitting the ganj too much. I don't, and you got scammed. It don't, and you got scammed. I did not get scammed. I know the dragon lights up. The dragon definitely lights up. I seen the dragon changing colors on AAs. That dragon is a dang chameleon dragon. It lights up. I'm not sure about the word carbon there, but I'm pretty sure I seen videos and it lights up. Look, I'm going to find it. When are we doing the new computer build? Whenever I get a graphics card. Hopefully the end of this month, like the 21st, whenever I get my running through a bad like YouTube money, whenever I get the YouTube check, if I can find something cheap, dude, I might just get like a used 4070 Ti. I think I can find one of those for a good deal. Just for now. What about, Jeremy, what about if I want 24 gigs of VRAM, what about a Radeon 7900? It's like $500. Or what is it? 7800 Radeon X 7800. Those are like $500. What about that? It's got 24 gigs of RAM, just like the 3090 or the 4090 or the 5090. What do you think about that, Jeremy? We think a Radeon graphics card temporarily until NVIDIA builds a factory in America to deal with these tariffs. Full circle, we're back to the tariffs. I can't speak on Radeon. I only buy NVIDIA. I know. Everybody only buys NVIDIA. That's the problem. We wouldn't have this damn market shortage and all these bots buying up all the graphics cards if everybody wasn't so stingy hard up on NVIDIA. You asking me to do research? I could do the research. You don't have to do the research. I'm just asking for personal experience. And you don't have any. What good are you? I'm just kidding. I don't think I've ever had a Radeon graphics card either. Every computer I've ever got has had NVIDIA in it. I watched a video the other day how one company ruined a whole marketplace, and it was about how NVIDIA has pretty much destroyed PC building, PC flipping, PC gaming, PC content creation. Anything that relates to PC, NVIDIA has screwed it all up. NVIDIA's ruined the market because they're like the only game in town when it comes to graphics cards. And they're crazy. They're crazy price. A 3090 is like $1,200 for a brand new 3090. It's like $1,800. That's crazy. That's crazy. I found a used one for like $800. And I think it already sold. I don't know. If I could find another one of those, I might jump at it. But then you're buying used. And you don't know. That guy may have 10 good reports as a good seller. But that 11th might be the one where he gyps you. And then what happens? 1,800 isn't that much. What are you whining for? Shut up. Shut up. Send me 1,500 then. Money bags, McGee. I'll send you a titty shot. You send me 15. You send me 1,800. Okay. Let's watch this. Let's see what You try Newegg yet? Oh yeah, I'm on all of them. I'm looking at everything. I don't send losers money. I'm a loser who hoards all my money. I send my money to girls. All right. Whatever, bro. You don't know the difference between an appeal to tradition and a genealogical fallacy. So you should stop doing debate critiques. All right. Let's see what happened today while I was asleep. Trump did a little speech. We're not going to watch the whole speech. We're just going to watch this news report reporting on the speech that Trump did. Let's watch this. See what's up with these tariffs.
Well, more fallout from President Donald Trump's tariffs.
Fallout.
As even more import taxes are set to take effect later this week. The president says he's
Shut up,
ready
Keith.
to negotiate with affected countries, and today a top ally went to Washington.
They're ready to
try work out a
negotiate.
deal. This is people protest the president's
Seesaw's
new
abandoned
policies,
people.
and business
Is
leaders
Seesaw even
increasingly
here?
warn of a potential
Dude,
recession.
Seesaw's lurking. Just deleting. Not on my watch. What did he say? Oh, he's simping. He's simping. Not on Seesaw's watch. No simping. Unless you're simping for me.
ABC's Vaughn Hilliard has more from the White House.
Got
Another
him.
roller coaster day on Wall Street as investors
Oh! Got him. Got him. Told you I was right, Jeremy.
react to President Trump's new taxes on imported goods.
It's the only chance we're going to have to reset the table on trade.
The president essentially telling spooked investors not to panic. In a post on Truth Social, Mr. Trump says,
I heard somebody saying that the reason that the stocks are crashing like this is because all these bigwigs who are against Trump and they hate the fact that he's stirring stuff up, that they're like selling off stocks just to make this look bad. Like this stock crash is like artificial. Like it's they're doing it to make Trump look bad. I don't know how valid that. Maybe that's just speculation from somebody else that I heard. I don't know. I'm not a big stock guy, you know? Here's my thing. I'm broke. We're buying a computer piece by piece over here. We ain't just running out buying the newest nicey nice thing. We got to pinch pennies on this side. You know? What's the word? How's the song go?
I've been broke my whole life. Now money right.
Not quite. I've been broke my whole life. Money getting better, but it ain't quite right. I'm not worried about stock markets. I'm worried about my dang egg prices, my groceries, the gasolina. I'm not even worried about gasoline right now. I got a scooter. What are you talking about?
dozens of countries have called to negotiate lower tariffs. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington meeting in person with the president in top White
I asked Google AI and it said yes, they'd been shorting it like crazy. Fake it till you make it. This stock market crash. And if you saw in the thumbnail, I have it in the meme review. You can look at the stocks over the past 5 years on your little pull up your little Robinhood app. Go to 5 years. You'll see that it is not that bad right now. And like people are losing their damn minds. And it's not that bad. It was way worse for 4 years under Biden, the whole time.
House officials looking for relief from the 17% tariffs Trump slapped on one of the U.S.'s closest allies.
We have many countries that are coming
Bitcoin?
to negotiate deals.
After a weekend of mixed messages from Trump advisors.
Yeah, I had a bad experience with Bitcoin. That's my problem, is I had a bad experience. I didn't have steel hands. I didn't have enough money to be investing in Bitcoin, and I did. And then when it crashed, I had to sell it all. Needed money, took a L. And then a week later, they skyrocketed up. I didn't have steel hands, boys. Had rubber grip.
over whether the tariffs were negotiable.
There can be permanent tariffs, and there can also be negotiations.
The president threatening China with even higher tariffs if that country doesn't drop the 34% tax on American goods.
Oh, we got the
it
Pelosi
imposed in
video too.
response.
Have you guys already seen the Pelosi video? I got the Pelosi video. I'm going to show you. There's Obama, Bernie, Pelosi, all crying about how we need tariffs. We're getting ripped off. It's so funny how the tables turn.
As the stock.
And then Asmongold did a review of it, and he's like, his chat and him are like, what changed? What changed? Nothing changed. They just hate Trump. That's all. Nothing changed.
Market drops, recession forecasts are growing, and now some business leaders are starting to speak out. JP Morgan telling investors it expects the economy to contract under the weight of the tariffs, and that a recession will drive unemployment up to 5.
Yeah, Chronic, but do you think it's going to keep going up? I've seen predictions saying that Bitcoin's going to get to 210K, but I don't know. I don't know.
5.3%. Even top Trump advisor Elon Musk appeared to break with the president on tariffs over the weekend.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States
That's AI Elon.
should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation.
As the president spent.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not here. That's why you're not president, Elon. Keep running your AI and your team of geniuses to do the AI to find all the fraud and the overspending in the government. Don't worry about economic trade deals, geopolitical trade deals with other countries. Let Trump handle that. He's got this. And everybody's saying Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's done this himself better than all of them his whole life.
Spent a long weekend playing golf at his Florida properties.
Nice.
Americans took part
Look at
in
that
more
swing.
than
That
1,000
was a
protests
beautiful
around the
swing.
country. Growing outcry over
You see, Salt Lake City was on one of the top. Dude, it was big at Salt Lake City.
the administrations, mass deportations, government
got a bunch
cuts,
of
and
crazy
retirement
liberals
funds
here.
quickly disappearing as the markets plunge.
A lot of crazy white
House officials
white ladies
are
in
brushing off
Salt Lake
questions
City.
about the optics of President Trump playing golf as new tariffs hit and
And you know, a crazy white 40-year-old woman is not going to miss an anti-Trump protest. They love that stuff.
markets drop. They say the president considers the market losses as temporary. One official telling NBC News the economy will be fine. But there's more uncertainty ahead as additional tariffs go into effect this Wednesday. In Washington, Vaughn Hilliard, NBC News.
I don't know. Elon even said himself, you probably shouldn't be investing into Doge. On Joe Rogan, he's like, it's a meme coin. Like, I would not be investing in it, especially if you don't have a lot of money. But, see, I was worried under Biden because a lot of people didn't talk about this. It kind of flew under the radar. But one of Biden's first executive orders that he did when he came into office was, I forget what it was called, but it was basically to investigate the dangers of cryptocurrency. And Biden wanted to shut down all the cryptocurrency. He couldn't do it. He wasn't able to do it. Shocker. Shocker that he wasn't able to see. He was unsuccessful at one of his tasks. Who would have guessed that he would have failed? Y'all see the Kanye thing here? Oh, no, you don't see it. Anyway, so I thought like Ethereum would be the bet because it was shaping up to be the government approved world market cryptocurrency that they were going to go to. And then they were going to cancel all the other, they were going to stop all the other ones somehow, but it failed. I'm sure he did look into the dangers of cryptocurrency, which is what his bill was meant to do, but he didn't do anything about it. And also, danger is subjective. I'm sure it's dangerous to multi-millionaire and billionaire politicians and rich people. Sure, it's dangerous to them. It's not dangerous to all the crypto bros. You can't say by law. It can only go up. It might take 5 years, but it's best performance asset I've ever had. Nothing else paid me. Huh. Okay. I got like $20 a Bitcoin. Okay, so let's read about this. The tariffs. Hold on, should I read this one first? What order should we do these? Let's switch this one over to here. All right, so first, from the BBC. BBC, Danger is my middle name. Well, then what's your last name? 87? Chuck Danger. Danger would be your last name. Well, 87 is your last name. Is 87 the year where you were born? It was a good year. They made some fine men. Fine men, pause. They made some great men in 87. BBC. Sometimes you have to take the medicine. Trump defends sweeping tariffs. U.S. President Donald Trump has defended sweeping tariffs on imports that sent shockwaves through global stock markets, saying sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. Sometimes it's going to hurt a little bit. You got to take off the bandage. Speaking to reporters about aboard Air Force One late on Sunday, he said jobs and investments would return to the U.S. to make it wealthy like never before. Trump's top officials stressed that the tariffs announced last week would be implemented as planned, playing down recession fears. Bro, we were in a recession already for like forever. That cost of a house compared to the cost of the average income. Notice I didn't say living wage or minimum wage because that's some commie gobbledygook. But the cost of a house versus the average income is worse than it was in the Great Depression. It's worse. You could get a house easier in the Great Depression than you could right now. So I don't want to hear about this recession BS. Recession BSing. Got to make a confession. Ever since Trump's been in office, I ain't been stressing. Ooh. That's some bars, boy. Trump's top officials stressed the tariffs announced last week would be implemented as planned, blah, 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 blah. Just hours after Trump's comments, stock markets plunged in Asia early on Monday. Who cares? With Japan's Nikkei 225 dropping by 7.8% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng losing more than 12%. I don't know what any of that means. I don't speak Japanese. They didn't have USB plugs, though? What the hell does that mean? On Friday, all three major stock indexes in the U.S. fell more than 5%, while the S&P 500 dropped almost 6% in the worst week for the U.S. stock market since 2020. Darn. Saudi Arabia Stock Exchange, which trades on Sundays, ended nearly 7% lower, its biggest daily loss since the pandemic, state-owned media said. Biggest daily loss since the pandemic? What did the pandemic just happen in one day? One day, pandemic's here. Stocks are down. Wasn't that like a gradual process? U.S. banking giant J.P. Morgan has predicted a 60% chance of a U.S. and global recession following Trump's tariffs announcement. If the whole globe is in a recession, is it actually a recession? Or is it just, what would they call it, the new norm? It's just the new norm. If the whole globe loses 10% of its money, it's as if nobody lost any money, right? I'm right. I'm right. I am right. That's right. If every country loses 10%, then it's as if nobody lost anything, right? It's an equal loss. It's equality. It's equity. It's equity. Let's go. It's like if you give, I've heard people say, you could give everybody in America $1 million. If you gave everybody in America $1 million, it'd be like you gave everybody in America nothing. A dang McDouble would cost you $1,001 for a day, and then everybody would spend their $1 million, and then it would go back to normal. Except some people would get way richer, which is already what happens. I don't remember a time when JS was ever wrong. I agree. Yeah, definitely. He also pushed back against reporters' inquiry about American consumers' pain threshold as fears of steep price increases and market recession grow. I look at prices all day. They ain't getting worse. I'm all right. I think your question is so stupid, he told the reporter. I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. Sometimes you got to take a vaccine and it's going to make you sick. And you might die, but hopefully you'll get better. Isn't that what you told us? In a series of TV interviews earlier on Sunday, Trump's top officials also played down recent stock market falls. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told NBC's Meet the Press programme, oh, this is British, so they put an E at the end of program. So dumb. There was no reason to expect a recession as a result. This is an adjustment process, he added. Bessent, oh wait, that's not Trump talking. That's whoever this guy is. Scott Bessent. I don't know what he sounds like. Bessent also argued that Trump had created maximum leverage for himself, and more than 50 countries, we got that next, have approached the administration about lowering their non-tariff trade barriers, lowering their tariffs, stopping currency manipulation. Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick told CBS News that 10% baseline tariff on all imports, which came into effect a day earlier, will definitely stay in place for days and weeks. Yep, don't back down. They're going to bend the knee. Lutnick went on to say the steeper reciprocal tariffs were still on track. Higher consumer tariffs of roughly 60 countries dubbed the worst offenders are due to come into effect on Wednesday, the 9th of April. When asked about these tariffs, Lutnick said they were coming. Trump announced it, and he wasn't kidding, he said. Lutnick also defended tariffs imposed on 2 tiny Antarctic islands, populated only by penguins, saying it was to close loopholes for countries such as China to ship through. Damn! Trump playing 4D chess over here. Trump damn tariffing the penguins so that China doesn't buy up Antarctica. Let's go. That's smart. Damn, you think Trump don't know what he's doing? Trump know what he's doing. You think this guy... I'm sure the Democrats are like, oh, look at this idiot. He's tariffing penguins in China. I mean, in Antarctica. Yeah, that's so China doesn't go to Antarctica and start making slave labor with polar bears and penguins. Take an old man nap. Not, oh, snapback doggy. What the hell does that mean? JS knows all about what the... Get a life, brother. Get a life, brother. Bro, that's crazy. He's tariffing Antarctica. Penguin Island. These poor penguins aren't going to be able to afford eggs. And I don't know if penguins lay eggs. Do penguins lay eggs? Yeah. Yeah, I think they do. They're birds. They got to lay eggs. Yep. Going to be some expensive penguin eggs. Penguin eggs over there in Antarctica. Because otherwise, China is going to swoop in. That's smart. There are no polar bears in Antarctica. Whatever, dude. Whatever, bro. It's called a joke. Is that true, though? There's no polar bears in Antarctica? Huh. I don't know. I kind of want to fact check that. I'll believe it. So where do the polar bears live? Greenland? Alaska? The North Pole? All hail the Don. You got to read up. You're missing context? Okay. I've been asking Grok the big questions. Grok, the Arctic. So not the Antarctic. The North Pole. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. So let's read one more thing from The Guardian. Some more fear-mongering. Volatility grips global stock markets as Trump insists on tariff medicine. It's too hot in here. It's getting hot in her. This is from The Guardian. Wall Street swings in and out of red as turmoil. It's swinging still. As turmoil from U.S. President's assault on world trade enters second week. Trump threatens additional 50% tariffs on China over retaliatory levies. Retaliatory levies? You won't retaliate against us, China. With which Trump backing billionaires have lost the most. Yeah, you'd think the left would be eating this up, don't they? Aren't they like the eat the rich ones? Aren't they the ones who are always like eat the rich? They don't like rich people. Extreme volatility plagued global stock markets on Monday, with Wall Street swinging in and out of red as Donald Trump defied stark warnings that his global trade assault will wreak widespread economic damage. Comparing new U.S. tariffs to medicine. Comparing new U.S. tariffs to medicine. That's so dumb. He's just making an analogy. A renewed sell-off began in Asia before hitting European equities and reaching the U.S. It was briefly reversed amid hopes of a reprieve, only for Trump to threaten China with more steep tariffs, intensifying pressure on the market. On Wall Street, the benchmark S&P 500 dropped by as much as 4.1%, entering bear market territory after falling more than 20% from its most recent peak in February before launching an extraordinary reversal to turn positive. April 2nd, April 3rd. Okay, look. I'll show you the graph. You like graphs? I like graphs. Let's look at this graph. Let's look at the graphs. April 2nd, it's going up. April 3rd, boom, it drops. It starts coming up again. Then it drops. Then it goes down. Then a big drop on the 7th. Then it jumps up. Then it drops. It's down 2.2% today. Since yesterday, down 9.3 total from April 2nd open. Yeah, but I want to see a bigger graph. I want to see a bigger graph that goes back like 4 years. I can't look at a week. A week don't tell you much. These people just sit at Wall Street all day selling their little tickets like they're playing in a raffle all day. Every 5 minutes they're losing their minds. Stonks are up. Admiral Bird, what bird? A penguin. They Mexicans taking over? Uh-oh. While markets were fleetingly boosted after Kevin Hassett, director of the White House National Economic Council, signaled that Trump was open to considering a 90-day pause on tariffs for all countries but China, the relief did not last long. After hours of turbulent trading, the S&P closed down 0.2%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished down 0.9%. We're not looking at that, Trump told reporters when asked about the prospect of a pause. Pressed on whether the tariffs set the stage for negotiations with countries or were permanent, he replied, well, it can be both. Both can be true. There can be permanent tariffs and there can also be negotiations. The FTSE 100 closed down 4.38% in London at 7,702.8, the lowest close in more than a year. I don't care about London after the Nikkei 220. I don't care about Tokyo. Other major European also ended the day sharply lower, including Germany's DAX and France's CAC. We'll be sucking the CAC into France, which both fell more than 4%. Trump, who has previously used market rallies as a barometer of his success, tried to brush off the sell-off this weekend. I don't want anything to go down, the U.S. president said on Sundays, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. Facts. He stood firm on Monday, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But from ABC, look at this. Look at this headline from ABC. Trump's top economic advisor says 50 countries have reached out to negotiate tariffs. 50 nations are ready to comply. So the fact is, the countries are angry and retaliating. And by the way, coming to the table. I got a report from the U.S. Trade Representative last night that more than 50 countries have reached out to the president to begin a negotiation. But they're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S. because I do think that the reason why we have a persistent long-run trade deficit, these people have very inelastic supply. This is written weird. Quotes, I don't know how this guy was talking. They've been dumping goods into the country in order to create jobs, say in China, Hassett told ABC News This Week anchor George Stephanopoulos. Trump announced tariffs on all, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. So 50 countries coming to the table. They coming to the table. 50 countries. Let's look at what Nancy Pelosi thought about tariffs. Oh, I don't know, 800,000 years ago when she was kind of cute. Nancy looking kind of cute. I don't like the short hair, but hold up. Hold on one second. We'll just pause this. Okay.
I'd like to call the attention of our colleagues to the...
Look, Nancy looking kind of cute. Nancy looking kind of cute. Hold up. Look at this.
This chart on the status quo that the business community is asking each and every one of us to endorse today.
Oh, it's a tariff plan for China.
Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure. It will be over $40 billion for 1996.
This is Nancy Pelosi in 1903, by the way.
Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%.
Those goddamn heavies, boy.
Whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
And she's got a chart. Reciprocal? Did Pelosi just say reciprocal? Is Pelosi for reciprocal tariffs? Pelosi wanted to tariff China with reciprocal tariffs? This is crazy.
On exports, China only allows certain industries into China, of U.S. Industries into China, and therefore only 2% of U.S. exports are allowed into China. On the other hand, the U.S. allows China to flood our markets with a third of their exports, and that'll probably go over 40%. And it's limitless because we have not placed any restriction. In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not let in very specifically,
that pearl necklace,
but China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade. The president, in his statement, requesting this special waiver, said that China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States.
Who was president in 96? Bush? Clinton? 96. 2001 was Bush. Was it Clinton? Who was president in 96? Somebody in chat tell me. Is it? I think it's Clinton. President Clinton won re-election in 1996 for his second term. So, yeah, he was president. Yeah.
United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least. Fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser. And one of the reasons that it is because well, first let me just make another point, and that is that our colleagues on the other side of this issue will say the trade with China, exports to China have increased 3 times in the last 10 years.
From 1% to 3%?
But they fail to mention that imports from China have increased 11 times, thereby leading to this huge trade deficit.
Dang. Pelosi sounding like Trump in 96. So what happens? Do they just, because Obama has a speech where he sounds just like this. Bernie Sanders has a speech where he sounds just like this, where they sound just like Trump. So either the left has swung crazy left, which is what a lot of people will say. I think we can observe that that's happened. Or they still believe this stuff. They just hate Trump. So they got to pretend like they don't believe it. Or what happens is when Nancy Pelosi was however old she was there, 35 or something? She's young. She's fiery. She wants to save America. You know, she's getting into politics to save the world. You know, they have this desire to make change. They want to help. And then as you become like a crypt keeper over 1,000 years in office, and you start to like atrophy and like you turn into some alien creature, your heart shrinks 10 sizes that day and shrivels up into a raisin, and your brain melts, and you get rich off of insider trading, and then you don't care about America anymore. You just care about staying rich and getting more rich. Maybe that's what happens. And then Trump, he's already like 74 years old, and he's already rich. So he's not, he's still got that fiery drive to let's do something. It might hurt for a little bit, but guess what? We're going to rip the Band-Aid off, and we're going to heal naturally. We're not wearing this cast anymore. We're going to have to, it's physical therapy. We're going to have to suffer to make it better. I like it. Exactly 100. Fun fact, Pelosi attended JFK's inauguration in 1961. Damn, how old was she then? 108? True. Why don't we act like brain dead children about everything? What are you talking about? You mean reciprocal tariffs, which everybody that you probably supported is acting like a child? So when Bernie wanted them, when Pelosi wanted them, when Obama wanted them, you probably loved the idea then. But then when Trump wants them, stop acting like a child. That makes sense, goon. That makes a lot of sense. Camping in plain sight. They were fishing for supporters back then as well. That's a good point. That's true too. That's a good point. Yeah. Yep. That too. They all seemed more based. Biden was based. Young Biden was other than the weird, like, hairy leg stuff and the sniffing of the children, Biden was pretty based. Bro, Biden was dropping hard R's. That's a joke. Dropping hard R's does not make you based. That was a joke. Okay. You're literally just yapping. You haven't made any points. I made points. What are you talking about? Why don't you do it? Start your own show, goon. What's your point? My point is, I made my point. What are you talking about? What else was I going to read? Did I already read this? Yeah, I already read this. Okay. Meanwhile, there's protests all over the nation. The hands-off protests. running for president on plagiarized speeches. Yeah, Biden was based. Yeah, Goon's over here trying to start stuff. Trump faces coast-to-coast protests, and Alexander Ovechkin breaks an all-time record. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. Coast-to-coast opposition to upheaval in President Donald Trump's second term took shape Saturday at more than 1,200 events organized by Democratic activists. It's the 50-51 movement, and I'm looking into them. I'm trying to figure out where their funding's coming from. They say they're a grassroots organization that has spread only using social media, but I want to figure out. That's my journalistic. I'm going to figure out who's funding these people. Negotiation doesn't mean complying. Being okay with one tariff doesn't mean you're okay with multiple tariffs decades later. Decades later. It does if nothing's changed to make things better, if it's only gotten worse, just like Trump was talking about in the 80s. He said, they're screwing us. They're screwing us, and if I become president, if I was ever president, I would fix it. And that's what he's doing. It hasn't gotten better. Supporting one tariff in 1996 on China equals supporting tariffs on all the countries that are following China's model in 2026. Yeah, Goon. It's called, what's it called? It's called snowball. It's called snowball effect. China starts doing it. All the other countries see China getting rich off of doing it. They see that America's not doing nothing about it. They're still going to take care of us. They're still going to subsidize all of our military and our defense and everything that we need. They're going to take care of us. They're going to fund our gay Sesame Street play. So we're all going to take advantage. We're going to follow China's example, and we're all going to take advantage of America. And it doesn't get better over 30 years. It gets worse. So you don't need one tariff in 1996. Now you need all the tariffs in 2025. Protesters across the United States took to the streets in a series of hands-off demonstrations. Who's putting their hands on you? You ladies are nasty. I've been to these protests. Ain't nobody trying to put their hands on you. Demonstrations decrying Trump's border enforcement and deportation policies, as well as mass firings under the Department of Government Efficiency. Meanwhile, half the people at these protests are anarchists who want the government completely dismantled. And they're crying about government workers getting fired. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? Is that a point, Goon? Do I get a point for that one? Who gets the point for that one? Organizers said Trump and his billionaire advisors at Doge, Elon Musk, have created an unnecessary crisis in the belief that this country belongs to them exclusively. Who says that? They're taking everything they can get their hands on. Our healthcare, our data. China's already got your data. Your healthcare is a commie program. Our jobs, our services, and daring the world to stop them, the organizers said in the statement. This is a crisis, and the time to act is now. What are you doing? You're not acting. You're going up and cosplaying weekly. It's a weekly cosplay. These people are ridiculous. These people are ridiculous. Dude, I forgot to hit the like. Well, now it's time to remember. Remember. Everything the light touches belongs to you, as long as you hit the like button. Simba. My data. Yeah, my data. Dude, China already has your damn data ever since. They've had all your data since you had a cell phone. Let's watch some protest porn.
Good evening. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Chris Tom.
Good evening, Chris.
On our digital streaming network, CBS News Chicago. That video behind me.
Righteous Gemstones is so funny. They're like, we're starting our new streaming service, GODD, the Gemstones Online Data Delivered, something like that. Digital download service. The Gemstones Online Digital Download Service. GODD.
The biggest protest in Chicago since President Trump took office. A significant crowd spilling out of Daley Plaza and filling up the streets of
There's
Chicago.
only audio
The
on one
anti-Trump
side.
Hands off.
Bro, CBS News Chicago. You ain't got no stereo? You ain't got no stereo? The Mark of the Beast brought to you by Verizon. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the Mark of the Beast, but the number for your name is definitely Social Security numbers.
Protest, as it's called, was one of hundreds taking place simultaneously
Social
nationwide.
Security.
Arnold Brennan was on the ground speaking
Commie.
with protesters about their biggest concerns.
I haven't seen a demonstration this
Oh,
big
look
in
at this.
Chicago ever.
Like oceans of people.
Where's my soundboard? Where's my soundboard? I need my bleep real quick. Look at this. Get. Stop. My beep's glitching out. Look at this. Good.
It looks like this entire square is full.
When a protest gets too big for Daley Plaza,
Hands
people
off.
stand
Don't
where
shoot.
They can.
In the middle of the street.
Hands off. I can't breathe.
This crowd stands
That wasn't
against
funny, dude.
President
I was
Donald
laughing at
Trump
me.
and billionaire Elon Musk.
We will not be.
Is every guy there gay? Look at Fu Manchu in the background. They got him on the stage for DEI. Look at this guy's mustache in the back. They got dang Genghis Khan in the stage.
Silence.
Their message is hands off.
Hands off.
A protest against the administration's
Ain't nobody
actions
trying to touch
cut
you,
government
Keisha.
Jobs, shutter agencies, deport immigrants, impose tariffs, and more.
I am concerned about people being kidnapped off the streets.
What are you talking about? People being kidnapped off the streets? Oh, you're talking about cartel. You're talking about Dreadedconservative.
And shipped to hellhole prisons. I am
off,
concerned
y'all.
about our
Days gone
economy
wild.
tanking. I'm concerned about the fact that we have a president who doesn't care.
I bet you she lives in the most diverse neighborhood, too. I bet you her neighborhood's so diverse. It's just filled with all of her Mexican neighbors. All of the cholos and the vatos locos drinking Corona in the front yard. I bet you she lives right in the midst of all that. You think? No. No. She doesn't. She over there on Martha's Vineyard.
About people.
Things are being defunded.
Speaking of Martha's Vineyard, didn't they kidnap a bunch of Mexicans and deport them out of Martha's Vineyard?
People are losing their jobs. Just really terrible things are happening in this country.
There's something that every single person in America cares about that these people
I
are
can't stand a
attacking.
gay bald
This is
man.
one of more than
Anson,
1,200
I'm talking to you, buddy.
demonstrations happening all over the country. There are protests in all 50 states. Here in Chicago, Daley Plaza is overflowing. After speeches, the people here will hit the pavement.
Yeah, all the people at this protest, majority white, by the way. Ladies, white ladies. You need to start picking up the slack, white ladies. They have picket fences of all colors. All these people are either they have too much money to care that a little bit of well, they're not happy about the stock market because they got stocks. Oh, they got stocks. But they don't care if gas prices and egg prices and grocery prices are high because they can afford it. They don't care. They send Guadalupe over to Walmart to do their grocery shopping for them. They're worried that they're going to lose their maid or their orchard picker. That's what they're worried about. They're just kidnapping people off the streets.
To march.
Yeah, look at this crowd. I haven't seen a crowd this big. This is great.
The crowd in Chicago marches about a mile.
Chicago.
As miles away,
Shout out, Zoomies.
hands-off protests take place in the burbs, from Highland Park to Schaumburg to Lisle.
All these people have all of the power right in their hands.
A group of seniors
Guadalupe.
can't make it downtown.
What is a
as they
biscuit neck? I don't
protest
even
in
know
front
what
of
that
their
is.
retirement
I got a
community.
strong neck. What are you talking about? My traps are bigger than your head, buddy.
A a nationwide movement of people who want the country to change its direction.
This goes beyond politics.
Did I just
It's
say I
not
have a
about
strong
politics.
neck? Pause.
It's about caring about each other and showing compassion instead of power hungriness.
Noel Brennan, CBS News, Chicago.
Noel, thanks. In a statement today, the
Thanks,
White House
Noel.
said the president won his second-round matchup at the Senior Club Golf Championship in Florida and will play in the championship round tomorrow. They added that the president plans to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid for those who are eligible.
Did you hear that? By the way, Trump won his golf tournament and he's going to play in the championship tomorrow. Also, he might consider protecting Social Security. Nobody cares about Social Security. I want to know about his golf trip. How did that go? Okay, we got a little bit of violence at a campus. Protesters attack tent for conservative event. Oh, they're being violent. They're being violent. It's an insurrection. It's an insurrection. Biscuit Neck Adventures. I care. I can afford it. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. What is a biscuit neck? I care about SSI. I'm on it. Damn commie.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Well, hopefully you can soak up all that Social Security before we shut it down. It's going down, boys. You got a strong neck. You see how that's a woman. That's a woman. Oh my gosh. It's an African-American man beating up a woman. Oh my gosh. This is not good for the optics, MAGA.
Come on, please, get in there. Get in there.
I love that at the end. Get in there. Get in there, police. Please do your job. All right, so much for free speech. On college campuses, protesters tore down this conservative group's tent before an event at UC Davis. The group says that the demonstrators also...
Did they just jack the tent? They stole the tent? Hold up. Let's rewind this. Did they just steal the whole tent? Dude, why is the little girl on the front lines? They're stealing the whole tent. They're just walking out with the tent.
I love that at the end. Get in there. Get in there, police. Please do your job.
Oh,
All right,
they
so much for
identify
free
as a woman,
speech
but
on
it's
college-
you're right. It probably is a dude. Very low testosterone. You're probably right about that.
campuses, protesters tore down this conservative group's tent before an event at UC Davis. The group says that the demonstrators also...
I'm a professor of logic at the University of Science. You're a professor of logic. You know, that the university over there, the University of Science. What is it? Do you have a dog? No? Well, then you must be gay.
ripped down the banners, smashed their phone boards, and tried to steal a laptop and an iPad from the group.
Whoa.
Brandon Tatum was a guest speaker at this event.
Was that Brandon
He is a
Tatum who
Turning
pushed?
Point USA contributor. The
No,
former
that wasn't
Tucson
Brandon.
police officer who became very popular on social media because of his conservative law and order views. And he
See,
has
Brandon
no-
got a biscuit neck. He ain't got no neck. His shoulders just morph into his dang head.
of people who follow him. Brandon Tatum, good to have you with us today, sir. Thank you very much for joining me.
ACAB,
for
bash
having me on.
back.
So the university basically said, look, you know, nobody was hurt. This isn't a big deal. And we do everything we can to protect free speech on campus. Is that true?
That's the biggest lie.
They didn't do
sack of crap
anything.
that I've
They let him walk out with our tent. They took the whole tent.
ever heard in my life. They could not protect us, and they were not given any real effort
to thwart these people who came from God knows where. We don't even know if these were students. They were completely masked. They came and assaulted people. They tore up everything. They stole property. And then
It helps with the pain. I get narcoleptic. I don't know if it's narcolepsy when you're nodding out on opiates. I don't think that counts as narcolepsy. That used to happen to me when I was on methadone. I worked at Wendy's and I would work at the window and I'd be like falling asleep while I'm taking orders and people be at the window like waiting for their food and I'm sitting there nodded out. My boss would be like, Josh, what are you doing? Are you high, boy? I'd say, no, well, kind of, but it's my medicine.
they not only did it once, they came back twice. So all the police officers had every
Saddle shin monkey
identifying
folks?
marker
I don't know what that means.
these people were going to be violent, and they still didn't do anything. And thank God.
So is that Brandon Tatum right here talking? He has a tattoo that says Jesus is Lord. Does Tatum have a tattoo that says Jesus is Lord? Is he the one that shoved that androgynous pixiekin?
I was there, and others who stood up to him, or we would have all been, getting beat up and injured when they are supposed to protect us, and we are allowed or should be allowed to have the freedom of speech on campus.
Yeah, of course. What did you say in the back and forth? And could you tell, were these students?
Yeah, that's not narcolepsy.
From somewhere, I know you said that you've spoken a lot of campuses. You've never been part of anything like this before.
Yeah, most campuses, people are peaceful. It clearly was a coordinated group. They were all dressed the same. They had bicycles. They had things to conceal their identity. They came off of.
They got bicycles in these streets?
From out of sight. They weren't even.
What are they, greasers? What is this, the outsiders?
Even on the campus.
Riding up on a bicycle.
They came from somewhere else. They came and did their dirt, and then they retreated, never to be seen again. And all of the rest of the students, although some of them were delusional, they still were reasonable and they did not attack people. So this was a coordinated effort. And the thing that bothers me the most, Martha, is that why did the police officers not do anything? It's almost as if I'm the only cop there. They didn't do anything to stop this. They saw them punch people and they did nothing.
It must be so frustrating for you as a former Tucson police officer when you see these other police officers. And as I said in the intro, when I hear that
standing there doing nothing,
this guy who's just standing by, he's like, get in there.
What we need is the police officers that raided the Capitol. Where are the January 6th police officers when you need them?
Aren't you guys going to do a little something to stop these people from destructing this property? We have a list of all these Ivy League schools, government funding being cut. There's word that Brown University is going to lose $500 million in grants and research money. So UC Davis, do you think they were concerned?
Princeton, Columbia, Harvard, Penn, and Brown. Government funding at 5 Ivy League schools, 50 fiscal year contract. So this is how much they receive now. $1 billion for Penn State. $686 million for Harvard. Have you read any of the garbage that comes out of Harvard? Some of the worst studies and statistics you'll ever see come out of Harvard. Some garbage. We've talked about it before.
About this, they put out that statement saying, free speech is super important to us. Like, don't come here.
Columbia gets 1.3.
I don't think they're very concerned about it because they didn't really do nothing about it. We were talking to the administrative people and we were saying, can you protect us? Are you going to just let these people bludgeon us? And then the police officers or somebody's telling them to stand down. I mean, they're ready to go, but they're not going to engage. I asked them specifically, if they come back, are you guys going to use force against them to prevent?
I watched some of it, but I can't watch that show for more than 10 minutes. It's the same thing every episode.
Them from hurting people at this table. I mean, I literally had to tell the police officers, if they come back to the table, I'm going to defend the people who are here. We're not just going to let them beat us up. And they didn't give me a clear answer. They stood there in preparation to do nothing.
Preparation
I guess their visible stature would be a deterrent, which is not really realistic. They have to be able to use force. And there's somebody that's telling them, I don't know if it's the chief, I don't know if it's the university. They're saying, allow people who you cannot identify to come onto campus with weapons and attack people and do nothing about it. They didn't even pursue to arrest anybody.
Used to be a pristine university, an elite university. Now it's garbage. All right, we already read about the protests. Let's look at these global oh, wait. This is just updates Trump meets with Netanyahu as tariffs rattle Wall Street. U.S. and now I heard that that even if Israel, they're saying Netanyahu's saying he's going to eliminate his trade deficit and trade barriers with the U.S. very quickly. But I heard that Trump is still going to keep the tariffs on Israel, which would go against what everybody says that Trump is in their pocket. Like he's not giving Israel special treatment here. In fact, he's giving them detrimental treatment. He's treating Israel a little harsher with the tariffs than he is all the other countries that maybe don't deserve it. So everybody that says Trump is a Israel puppet might be wrong on that front. Maybe Trump's tired of the fact that we've been sending him billions and billions and billions of dollars forever. Treasury Secretary flew to Mar-a-Lago with tariff message for Trump over the weekend. Look at these bags. They got bags. Was in the bag. Trump says Senate budget blueprint has his complete support. Supreme Court allows Trump to enforce Alien Enemies Act for rapid deportations for now. The Supreme Court today. Ooh, nice. This is new. I didn't even look at this. Supreme Court today allowed President Donald Trump to enforce the Alien Enemies Act for now, handing the White House a significant victory that will let immigration officials rely on a sweeping wartime authority to rapidly deport alleged gang members. Let's go. Let's go, Supreme Court. Screw these little judges. They're like, oh, no due process. We need due process. Shut up. Some GOP senators hope for short-term tariffs, but say that. This is just an update page from CNN. Trump says he will have his annual physical on Friday. Uh-oh. Bend over and cough, Trump. He's going to be healthy. He's healthy as a horse. What is it? Healthy as a clam? No, happy as a clam. Healthy as a horse? Goon gotta be a spoon face. Dude, how do you come up with these insults? Biscuit neck, spoon face? What is this? What do these words mean? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Goon is definitely a spoon face. Spoon face. What is a spoon face? Hold on, I want to Google this. Spoon face, Urban Dictionary. Spoonface refers to a play by Lee Hall titled Spoonface Steinberg, a dramatic monologue about a 7-year-old autistic girl dying from cancer. What the Spoonface from Urban Dictionary. Okay. A female who has a round head but a face that is insanely fat. For example, a flat nose, mouth look. Look at Diana. She sure is a spoon face. So you're skinny, but you got a fat head. You know? There's pictures of spoon faces. Hold on, let me see. No, I need a real picture. Hold on, I need a real picture of a spoon face. No, none of these are good. These are just spoons with faces drawn on them. I need a picture of a girl with a spoon face. No, there's pictures of girls putting spoons on their faces. I can't find a good picture of a spoon face girl. I just see girls with spoons on their faces. Anyway. Enough of that. I digress. They aren't citizens. They don't got no right to a fair trial. Get up, gal. That's true. There was a spoon face in Toy Story. They named him Sporky. It's not only entertaining, but informative too. Yeah. We're learning about spoon faces. Okay, last little main story news here. I'm not going to spend much time on this because there's not a lot of information due to the way that the UK handles that trials. So, British police charged comedian Russell Brand with rape and sexual assault. Listen to these charges. And also, well, hold on. British police on Friday charged Russell Brand with rape and sexual assault following an 18-month investigation sparked when 4 women alleged they had been assaulted by the controversial comedian 6,000 years ago. London's Metropolitan Police Force said Brand, 50, faces 1 count of rape, 1 indecent assault, 1 of oral rape, and 2 of sexual assault. What is oral rape? Does that mean somebody like is passed out and you give him a blowy or something, and you give him a little, he diving down on the dang undergarments while they're asleep or something? How do you do that? I've never even heard of that before. It makes sense. If you're going to grape somebody, why are you going to oral grape them? It means what you think it means. Yeah, yeah. I kind of figured it means what I think it means, but it's just wild. I've never heard of that before. This dude's a freak. He was a DJ like 59 years ago. He's only 50. He denied engaging in nonsense. So this comes after the allegations that happened a long time ago. We all remember that. He got banned. He got banned on YouTube because of it, because of allegations. Now charges have been pressed due to the way that the UK handles it. I watched a thing on Law and Crime, so I know about this stuff. I'm informed, okay? I did the education. I guess they have very strict rules about talking about the case and talking about the victims leading up to the case. So until he's in court, there's not going to be any updates about this. Anything you see from American media talking about this is going to be speculation, because he knows he can't really say anything about the case or the victims. He can deny it. He's already did a statement. We'll watch that in a second, saying he denies it, but nobody can really talk about the case until it happens due to the laws in Britain. Another thing, there's no statute of limitations. There's no statute of limitations on charges like this in England. And another thing is there's going to be no forensic evidence. In the article that we read the other night, it said 2026 to 2013. It's not. It's between 1999 and 2005 is when this stuff happened. So 20 to 30 years ago, this happened. And now these ladies come up out of the woodwork. Crazy. I do think it's interesting that after the accusations came out, he probably was catching whiffs that this was going to lead to a court case. And then he suddenly becomes a Christian. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think it's not my job to determine who isn't or isn't a Christian, but it's just interesting that after he gets these allegations, a trial's coming, now I'm going to go Christian. But I don't even think that's the move in England. I've turned my life around. I've become a man of Christ. When you go to court, that's not going to look good in England. He should have said, Allahu Akbar. He should have said, I'm converting to Islam. And then they're going to let him right off the hook. They're allowed to grape people over there, right? They have massive grooming gangs. Right, yeah. Yeah. They have massive grooming gangs. But they're worried about Russell Brand dang going down on a drunk chick 40 years ago. They're going so hard on one dude. That is, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the main takeaway here. The main takeaway is if you're jihadi, then you're allowed to grape and stab all the women that you want in large numbers walking through the streets. But if you're a famous guy who's against the COVID vaccine and supports Trump, we got to get you for eating out a college girl while she was a little too drunk 30 years ago. Damn. She passed out of the party. She knew what it was. She knew what kind of party it was. Also, we were talking about Get Him to the Greek. I totally forgot Puffy is in Get Him to the Greek. The Groom is good, no? You like a the Groom? No. Puffy was in Get Him to the Greek. They were smoking a Jeffrey. I don't know if Puffy smoked the Jeffrey, but yeah. You go to the party. You go to the Puffy party. You go to the Russell Brand 30 years ago party. You know what time it is when they give you the drugs. You know what time it is. You consented when you walked in the door. If you pass out on that couch, you might wake up. Remember the hair he used to have when he did his comedy, his crazy hair? You waking up with that in your lap. If you pass out at that party, you consented when you came to the party. Puffy's idea, what you bet? I don't know. They might have been in on it together, boys. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm not saying he is guilty. I'm just saying if he is guilty, he's probably guilty. And if he's guilty, what's he really guilty of? Like, you went to the party. You knew what time it was when you went to the party and you took the drugs. You knew what time it was. That's not how consent works, bro. Here comes White Knight Anson. White Knight Anson coming up. Oh, man, they didn't consent. Shut up. Shut up. Same thing with if you're a 16-year-old and you go to a club that's 18 and up, and then you get on a tour bus with R. Kelly and you strip down and you let him pee on you, he thought you were of age. Don't give me this bull crap about your decision-making frontal cortex hasn't developed until you're 24. Shut up. They knew what they were getting into. Puffy was I Made also with Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. Made. I love Vince Vaughn. I've probably seen that. I'm gonna have to go check that one out. That's not how it works, bro. It's not how it works, bro. Shut up.
Tonight, British prosecutors have charged English comedian and actor Russell Brand with rape and sexual assault. In a statement, London's Met Police said the charges include 1 allegation of rape, 1 allegation of indecent assault, 1 of oral rape, and 2 more counts of sexual assault. Brand quickly fired back on social media, denying the accusations.
I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really. That's always that's always the line that somebody says when you know somebody's bullshitting. When they're like, guys, just look into my eyes and you'll know that I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Look into my eyes. Can't you tell by looking into my eyes that I'm telling the truth? That's how you know somebody bullshit you.
Police said the 5 alleged.
Look at this. Could you imagine waking up with this flurry thing in your lap, ladies?
Alleged incidents involved 4 women and happened between 1999 and 2005 in the UK. Brand admitted he was promiscuous back then.
I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist.
Yeah, they all wanted it. They all wanted it. They didn't even say they didn't want it until 30 years later because they're looking for a payday.
The comedian got his start performing
Look at
risque stand.
Look at that. I'm just imagining some poor girl took too many Quaaludes at the Puffy party, waking up with this in her lap, mowing down.
Stand up.
Oh, how does that smell? Good evening.
And it's not like you're not gonna misidentify the person. I know who it was. I know who was down there because I saw that dang hair. You're not gonna misidentify. We don't need to do a lineup. It's that guy. It's that guy with that hair.
Calls and all that. I'm trying to be incognito.
Later, jumping the Atlantic,
Bangers
moving
and
to
bags.
LA, and briefly married to pop star Katy Perry back in 2010. But in recent years, he's largely been out of the mainstream Hollywood mix. He's built a
He shagged Katy Perry for a while, though. Was it a while? They were married for like a year. And then he divorced her over a text. Right before she was going out on concert. He married her. I forget the years, but it was by the end of the following year, they were getting divorced, and he sent her a text that said this relationship is over right before she went out on stage. What a douche. What a douche nozzle.
YouTube channel following of 6.8 million.
But hey, he's a Christian now, am I right? Hey.
From the people who bought you COVID vaccines, cancer vaccines. Oh no, we're all gonna die.
And at times, amplifying conspiracy theories, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And there's the real cause of all this. He's a crazy conspiracy theorist. Get him, boys. Get him, girls. We're going to need 4 random chicks who may have come across this guy 87 years ago. Make some allegations. We'll push it through. We'll make sure that he's guilty.
In his statement today, he said he's ready to defend himself in court next month.
And of course,
that's
I'm now
true,
going to have
Jeremy.
the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that.
Prosecutors
Bullshit.
have set the court date for May 2nd.
Nobody's incredibly grateful to go to court to defend themselves against charges. That is bullshit. Nobody has ever said that ever.
Molly Hunter, NBC News, London.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
Lea Godinez. A relationship lasting a few. He saw Katie's kitty. Dude, he might have chomped down on that thing while she was sleeping. Oral grape. What the hell is that? Who does... Where's the reporter? There's one of him like groping on her. He was very touchy. He was a very touchy-feely guy. He like undoes a reporter's bra strap the first time he meets her and starts kissing her. So, I could see, I wouldn't put this past him. But at the same time, I don't think these girls are faultless. You don't go to a Russell Band touchy-feely party without expecting to get touched and feeled. You knew what you were walking into. That's not how consent works. What am I looking for? There's a video. His channel's still there. He's got 6 million subscribers on YouTube. Damn. It's not this one. I should have saved it. Russell Brand kisses reporter. Here it is, 60 minutes.
I'm a tricky little swine. I'm a trickster. I'm
I'm a raven. I'm a playful coyote looking for mischief.
When you interview Russell Brand, you actually don't really know who's going to turn up.
This isn't crystal meth. That's literally a crystal. If you smoke that, all you'll
Put him in the crystal, boys.
get is enlightenment. Pine Mountain range stabbing up into my nuts.
When I first started talking to him, I thought, oh, Russell's going to be smart-ass Russell. Then he suddenly took a shine to me, and he became most enjoyable to be around.
Is this the
Oh, so you liked it. He charmed you up a bit.
now?
Addict.
My personality doesn't work without fame.
He's a really smart man, and a lot of humanity. He cares. So there's a whole
I just want to see where he pops your bra strap.
lot of wood.
Well, a lot of yoga, occasionally making films.
Yoga opens portals for demons.
It too.
And I'd like to remind you, before you go any further, on that subject, that you are Australian.
Happy Russell put me into his little golf buggy, and we were going to do some B-roll.
I've been in a lot of trouble.
The worst driver.
Russell took the wheel to take me on a unauthorised trip around.
Okay, come on, get through
Crazy Russell started crashing into sets.
You're not meant to be in here. I wonder what this TV programme is. Sorry. We don't.
A little. Do you think?
In my sort of film.
He's an over-the-top
Puppy.
performer. He likes to shock. That's his thing, and he does it so well. You were classified as a sex addict.
I was in an orgy. See, somebody in that orgy is coming out 30 years later saying I didn't consent. I consented to the other 12 guys, but not Russell. I was in there consenting with all these other guys, and then I looked down and Russell was like chomping away at me, and I had to smack him and say, "Get out of there. Get out of there, Russell. I don't consent to that." This is what this case is.
I'm going to blush, but what's too much?
I can't hurt you from there, Liz.
And you know,
because things was getting a bit
Here we go,
fruity
right
out there. All right, Liz,
We
goodbye.
were. Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's been really a wonderful experience.
the naughty Russell ended the day. Do I have to tell you?
See you later, Liz.
Russell.
All right, take care. Russell. How can I
See, he just had his hand up her shirt. He's gonna
do
undo
your
her
bra
bra.
just like this? Liz, I love you.
No, Russell's a performer. So in my
That was unconsensual groping. He groped her once you sign the waiver. That's not how consent works. He was with Diddy on a holiday too, no wonder. He probably got diddied. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Is he guilty? Probably, but is it really, is it really what they're saying it is? Probably not. Probably some girls got a little too tipsy at the Diddy Russell party. Shouldn't have been there in the first place. Anyway, he's greasy. Anyway, that's all I got for the news. Not a lot of news this week. Slow news week. I don't even got a lot of memes. I don't got much in the way of the memes. Look at all these hearts. He's right. His personality does require fame. If he didn't have it, he'd get his ass kicked constantly. Why do women wait 30 years? Because it's bullshit. Because they full well went into where they went into consenting, and now they organize together to get a payout. I always said Russell Brand is like a gayer pirate. Like a gay pirate, but a gayer pirate. Implying that pirates are inherently gay. You might be right. They wear the frilly shirts. They got so many accessories. Jewelry. Freaking peg legs. Patches. Well, Stubborn One wears a patch. He's the only cool guy with a patch. They do love booty. That's right. Yeah, I think I could see it. All right, guys. It's time for the meme time. Meme time. Meme time. Meme time. Meme time. After the drop. After the drop. Okay, stop. Stop the music. It's meme time. Meme time rave party. Look at this. Mr. T enjoys iced tea with ice cube and iced tea and ice cube. Mr. T enjoys iced tea with ice cube with iced tea and ice cube. Iced tea, Mr. T and ice cube drinking iced tea with ice cubes. That's epic. That's epic. You can tell this is AI because look how big Ice T's head is compared to. He looked like one of them, like on GoldenEye, when you get the DK versions, the Donkey Kong mode. All right. All right, next. When you lied on your resume, but you catch on quickly. You lied on your resume, but you catch on quickly. Are you an ogre? No, I'm a turtle. I'm a ninja turtle. Turtles have lairs. Raphael and Leonardo. I'm out of coffee. Speaking of Leonardo, I'm out of coffee. Next. Here we go. Here's a little look at the Dow Jones. Hey, look at 2022 to 2024. Look at all these. Look, we were up here. We got down to here. This is a large detriment. This is a large decrease from this point to this point. Pretty large. Look at these downward spikes. This is scary. Ignore this. Panic at this. This is what we're panicking about. Let's zoom in. Ignore this. Panic about this. Panic. This is panic time, guys. This is what the world is freaking out about. This is 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Now, holy shit, Trump is destroying the world. What the? Oh, man.
No, that doesn't work either.
Next. Healthcare. You guys ever heard of, I forget what they call this, the healthcare triangle. Good, fast, and cheap. Good, fast, and cheap is the triangle. The problem with healthcare is you can't have all three. You only get two of them. So here's some examples. You want your healthcare cheap and fast? Welcome to Canada. Have you considered killing yourself lately? You want your healthcare good and cheap? Well, welcome to England. Come back in 83 weeks for your procedure. Or you want your healthcare fast and you want your healthcare good. Well, this is America. That's going to be $129,000 cash or credit. You don't get all three. You don't get all three. If you had all three is basically just no healthcare. All three is Christ, where you don't need doctors. You just pray. And if it's time for you to die, you die. If it's time for you to suffer, you suffer and you enjoy it. You rejoice in your suffering. And you realize none of this is real. You don't need health care. That's the best, fastest, and cheapest health care. That's the plan I've been on for 20 years. Go to no doctor. Don't take that. That's not medical advice. Definitely go to the doctor. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. Next. Contrail. chemtrail. Chemtrail. Persistent contrail. I don't know if this is real. Stubborn One knows that I doubt the chemtrail theories. And I've always said that mist always comes out of the back of an airplane. But I've never seen this comparison here. This is interesting. You might have convinced me with this. Because I've seen these, and I've seen these, where it just goes, and it just stays there, and it hangs out up there. You look up at the sky, and there's like they're like everywhere. It's like somebody's been drawing on the sky with an Etch-a-Sketch of steam. Contrail, chemtrail. I don't know. Is this true? Is this true?
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro. Pull my finger for an example of a chemtrail. Next. I don't know what this meme is. Let's take a look at this meme. Musk's wealth in 2012, $2 billion. Musk's wealth in 2024, $447 billion. Bezos' wealth in 2012, $18 billion. Bezos' wealth in 2024, $2.49 billion. Zuckerberg's wealth in 2012, $44 billion. Zuckerberg's wealth in 2024, $224 billion. Minimum wage in 2012, $7.25. Minimum wage in 2024, $7.25. Who put this communist meme in my meme review? Stubborn One. Who sent me this dang commie meme?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Nobody cares about a minimum wage. There shouldn't even be a minimum wage. And if these guys are getting rich, look, if you had $18 and 12 years later you have $249, that's how it should be. That's how it ought to be. This number should not even exist. This is a commie meme. Get this crap out of here. Next. I don't care if rich people are making more money. That's what you're supposed to do. How come in 2012 you're still making minimum wage 12 years later? Don't get me started on them damn minimum. That was a commie meme. Stubborn One over here sending me commie memes. All right. Always wash your grapes. And miss my chance to become Spider-Man? I think not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe, No, that doesn't work either. Maybe you don't want to get bitten by that spider. That's a Black Widow. That thing will kill your ass. That thing will destroy your ass. Spider grape has a negative connotation on YouTube. Next. Millennials and Gen Zers are pulling in bigger paychecks, but much of their spending power is fueling short-term purchases like groceries and vacations, not savings. Short-term purchases like groceries. Groceries is like a goal now. You got to put it on your goal list. You know how you have your short-term goals and your long-term goals on your goal list? Make sure you put groceries on your short-term purchase goal list. Short-term purchases like groceries. You got to figure out a whole slot in your budget just for dang groceries now. I guess people probably always did that, but a bigger slot now. A big old Lizzo slot. Next. You of a. Guys, I don't get it. I don't get the joke. I don't get the joke. Is this like fish sticks? I don't get it. I'm just kidding. You son of a beach. You son of a. You son of a beach. I like it. I think I've been to this pier before. Is that in Cali? Next. He said he has a private jet. Private jet. Hey girl, you want to try out my try out my private jet? Come here. It's right over there at the dishwasher. There's dishes in there. The sink's full. Get to work. Go ahead and take a try with that private jet. Get to work, lady. Next. Hold on. Where's my... Oh, it's not there. I like sleep. I feel you, man. Sleep is like a free trial of death. I love that shit. Death, but with ads. Dang. Death, but with ads. Beta! I know. Death's going to be way cooler because there's no dreams. I'm just kidding. I like my dreams. I like having crazy dreams. Jump on the jet stream, baby. Walks you to the bathtub. No, no, no. None of that. None of that Coomer degen mess. Use the stream. Use the private jet at the sink to clean them dishes. That's what I'm talking about next. When you make fun of other races, blacks, when you make fun of other races, they laugh. Blacks, when you make fun of them, oh, they're pissed. Whites, when you make fun of other races, oh, they're pissed. Whites, when you make fun of them, they're laughing. It's opposite. Asians, when you make fun of other races, they laugh. Asians, when you make fun of them, they laugh. Asians are awesome. They just love fun. Jews, when you make fun of other races, they laugh. When you make fun of them, this content has been struck by the ADL. You're getting a warning for anti-Semitism. You will be formally charged. There's a warrant out for your arrest. Asians. I'm the Coomer G-man. Don't hate the playa, hate the game. You ain't got no game. Next. Simping is not game. Wikipedia's Wikipedia page states Wikipedia is the largest and most read reference work in history. Wikipedia. It's Wikipedia giving Wikipedia a Nobel Peace Prize. To be fair, I think this is probably accurate. But yes, it is funny. It is funny.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Next. Winter, summer. Then you dang onions dropping, boy. It's hot. It's white boy summer. It's hot girl summer. It's white boy summer. It's let the nuts hang summer. Let's go. Summertime.
It's a man, baby.
Next. There's actually a breed of black chickens that hatch black eggs. Search up black cocks yourself if you don't believe me. Go ahead, guys. Search it up if you don't believe me. Just kidding. Just kidding. This meme is a trick. You know why this meme is a trick? Because cocks don't lay eggs, hens do. So the meme's lying. Black cocks don't lay eggs. Black hens lay eggs. Search up black hens if you want to see the black eggs. This meme is a liar. It's a liar meme. Beta! Next. How often are you lucky enough to come across an abandoned fly rod on the stream? You're lucky for now. You got a new fly rod, but those are fresh prints on wet sand, my boy. You're not gonna be very lucky when you meet whatever made these. Poor fly fisherman became a grizzle lunch. That dang grizzly got some dang dinner, boy. Watch out for the grizzly. Next. What's your biggest fear? Being forgotten. What's yours? Hello? Question mark, question mark. Where did you go? Where did you go? Did you forget about me? No. Spoilers. Come on. What did I spoil? Looking up Black Hawks is tricky too. Internet Archive is better. It has all of Norm Macdonald Live available for viewing. Dude, there's like a 9 minute. There's like a 9-hour YouTube video of all of his like all of his stuff, like all of his blue card jokes, and it's like 9 hours long. You can go to sleep to it. It's called like Sleeping to Norm Macdonald or something like that. It's pretty good. cream jockey bonafides. I don't know what any of these words you're making up mean. Next. Will Smith outside with his new Tesla robot. Oh, poor Jada. Poor Jada. Let's not make fun of Jada. You might get smacked. You might get smacked up by Will. He's gonna smack you up. You making fun of his girl like that. She's dressed like a dude, though. Like, I get the alopecia. Maybe she got like cancer or something. But there's no excuse for dressing like a dude. Next. Oh, this is horrible. This is a horrible meme. Stubborn one. Why did you send me to this? People are going to think I'm racist. One of these can feed a family. That's messed up. That is messed up. That is messed up.
No, that doesn't work either.
That's a messed up meme. That's a spoon face. Next. Good callback. Amaranth. Me or a Bugatti? Me or a Bugatti? It's pretty much a guarantee that the Bugatti has had fewer guys in it. Yeah. This is a new Bugatti. You're like an old Pinto. She's cute, but it's probably sloppy jalopy. I'd rather have that Bugatti, not that sloppy Bugatti, you know? Bugatti, no question. I apologize for nothing. Dude, he sends me so many memes, and so a lot of them he knows are going to piss me off, so I won't use them. All sorts of flat earth memes. He knows I'm anti-flat earth, and he still sends me the flat earth memes. What was the other one? Oh, there was one that was funny that you sent, but I was like, I can't use this. Oh, it's the one with the Asian girl sitting there, and there's a guy wearing glasses with his eye closed, and you see like the side of, you know which one I'm talking about, Stubborn one. And it's like real close to his face, and she's sitting behind him, and it looks like the Asian girl's sitting there with her legs open, and it looks like you're seeing the cat, but really it's not the cat. It's this guy's half of his eye turned sideways and it's closed, and his eyelids squinched together. It looks like the dang cat. And it's like, I know you saw what I saw. This is why we're friends. And I was like, I can't put that one in the stream because it looks too much like what it's supposed to look like. And the algorithm bot might think that I'm showing corn on the stream. That pic is a double take for sure. Dude, it's so legit looking that I almost, like, I was looking at it for a while and I was like, maybe that really is the new, and that they've disguised it to look like a guy's eye. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that really is the clam, and they just made it look like they put fake glass around it to make it look like it's an eyeball. I heard she's been married for a while. Who? Amaranth? I can't show you what meme I'm talking about, guys, but maybe I'll put it in the Discord. Double take pics are fun. He looked at it, then he looked again. No, I was examining it thoroughly. Next. A good girlfriend can save up to 200 gigabytes in your hard disk. There you go, Anson. That's for you. One of her mods was a stalker and sent her tens of thousands because he thought she was single. Better put the pic up to make sure. That girl's hot, though. Next. Grand Canyon, Egypt. Grand Canyon, Egypt. Grand Canyon, Egypt. I think we've talked about this before on the show. How they've also found Egyptian like hieroglyphs and tablets and stuff in the Grand Canyon. This looks eerily similar to this. And they've also found dinosaur fossils in both locations. Isn't that interesting? Also, the geographic or is it geologic or geographic? I always forget. The geographic column. The geographic column of the Grand Canyon doesn't make any sense unless there was one giant flood that came in and did all this. Facts. Lots of pyramids in America, allegedly. Yep. And dinosaurs. Next. And tunnels. Breaking news. Mel Gibson rejects a $100 million offer from Netflix to work with Robert De Niro, saying, keep that woke clown away from me. Let's go.
It's a man, baby.
Shout out Mel. Shout out Mel. Boo, De Niro.
Beta.
Yep. Next. Somebody waited their whole life to write this serial number. This is on a urinal. The serial number is 4U2PN2. 4U2PN2. Nice. That is awesome. I don't know if it's real, but it's awesome. Next. Today I learned that the Swedish word for speed is fart. The new action flick with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Fart. Coming soon. Fart 2. Maximum fart 5. Fart control 2 to 12 kilometers. Is this real? Grand Canyon looks more like an electric arc plasma. Like when you burn wood with an electric arc. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. It's electric universe theory time. What's up, Matthew? Long time no see. Matt's being a real spoon face. Next. Oh, wait. Speaking of fart, I have a fart sound effect. There we go. Today I learned about the Arabian sand boa. It looks like a child's best effort at drawing a snake. Dude, is this real? Yeah, what kind of snake is this? Looks like a turd. Its eyes are googly. It's got googly eyes. I wonder if it has monocular vision. I bet you it does. I bet you these eyes move independently of each other. That's cool. Next. Cat Williams says Jamie Foxx has been cloned. The clone came back with freckles in his face. Cat Williams claims Jamie Foxx was cloned. The comedian said Jamie Foxx never had freckles, and the tattoo behind his head is now missing.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
What do you guys think? You think Jamie Foxx is a clone? Could be. Could be. Could be. All right, and I think that is it for the memes. Rave time. Okay, enough of that crap. Get out of here with that. Okay. Dude, it is hot in here. Holy crap. I'm schwitzing. I'm schwitzing. Okay, I'm schwitzing. Ich bin schwish. Ich bin schwitzing. I'm schwitzing. No flat earth meme. No, we don't do flat earth memes. That's a tube snake smothered in underwear. Dance rave party. Okay. We got rapid fire news. A little bit. What do I got here? One of these stories is like an old story. One of these stories is like an old story. It's like a clickbait story that I always see popping up on my feed. And we're going to cover it just because it's interesting. But first, check out this new product that they're coming out with. We got a new product here.
The Cobb Quickie.
Hands down the easiest way to butter your corn on the cob on a hot summer day.
Trust me, they ain't just gonna be used to butter some corn.
Our revolutionary utensil features a patent-pending grip and comes equipped with the perfect recess area for your stick of butter. Then you simply wrap it around your corn on the cob and begin buttering your corn in absolute record time.
Is there a lady hand version?
Whether you're a righty or a lefty, show off your technique at your next neighborhood barbecue. Now available at cobbquickie.com.
Cobbquickie.com.
The Cobb Quickie is like the shake weight. The Cobb Quickie. What's this? Check this out. Hey, let's go, amiga. Let's go, amiga. Watch this. Holy, what? What are they doing? Whoa. Hold up. Whoa. That is a talented couple. All right, spoiler alert, guys. They do not crash. So they're doing 69 on a bicycle. They're doing 69 on the bike. They didn't crash. I thought they might crash. Good Lord, that's not safe. So why are you buttering corn in your room again? Where's my Cobb Quickie? We have corn to eat out here, son.
The other channel is dead. I took a look at my life and realized there's nothing left. Cause I've been laughing
This guy's
so
jamming.
long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve this.
Ugh.
Me being treated like a punk, you know that
Unheard of.
You better watch out how you talking and where you walking. Or you and your homie might be lying in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I got it locked.
I got a lock.
I see myself in the pistol smoke.
Pistol smoke?
I'm that kind of G that little homie wanna be like on my knee in the night, saying prayer in the street light.
In the street light.
Of my life, in the living a gangster paradise. Been spending most of their life living in a gangster paradise.
That's right. Oh, look at that dance.
Living in a gangster paradise. Keep spending most of our life living in the gangster paradise. As I walk.
Dude, that's awesome. That's gangster. That's a cold-blooded killer, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. That's kind of like the my lifestyle. That's kind of like that. Back when Michelle Pfeiffer was a fox. Eminem better watch out. Yeah. Okay. This story pops up on my feed all the time. It says it was written April 1st. Oh. Is this an April Fool's joke or is this real? Hold on. Hold on. I want to fact check this because this could have been an April Fool's joke, but I've seen this on my feed before. Hold on. Let me make sure this is actually a real story because it says April 1st. No, it looks real. Sky News. Sky News reported on it. Spanish teacher. Why is a Spanish teacher teaching anatomy? 43-year-old third grade teacher in Spain is going viral because of how she is committed to helping her students learn about anatomy. But she's a Spanish teacher. Anyway, I just fact checked. This is real, even though this article was from April Fool's Day. Have you guys seen this before? This lady wears this anatomy suit, skin tight, full body spandexed out anatomy suit. She's looking good too, girl. Oh, girl, hey, girl. Yo. And also, all these like 15-year-old guys that like sleep with these hot teachers, and they're like, they like come out, oh, it was so stressful. I mean, it was horrible. It was, shut up. God, shut up. Wait till she points out the vulva. Oof. Wait, that wasn't Eminem? No, that wasn't teaching Spanish and anatomy to third graders. Yeah, neither of those two things make sense. Being an educator in the American public school system is one of the hardest jobs in our nation. Not only is the work itself challenging, but with constant battles for educational funding and a student body increasing tethered to their electronic devices, most teachers in America and around the world are navigating uncharted territory when it comes to finding ways to keep their students engaged in their studies. And that's when Veronica Duque came across a form-fitting anatomical bodysuit while doing some online shopping. She thought it would be perfect visual aid to convey vital information, pun intended, to her students in Spain in a way they'd actually remember. Oh, yeah, I'm going to remember. Oh, I'm going to remember, all right, Veronica. What's up? What up, Veronica? Oh, Veronica. Oh, yeah, we're going to remember this. What's good, Veronica? Let me see them guts. Dong, da, dong, dong. Yeah, she got a dang thong. Veronica. What's up, girl? Muy orgulloso de este volcán de ideas que tengo la suerte de tener como mujer. Hoy ha explicado el cuerpo humano a sus alumnos de una manera muy original. Muy original. Y los niños flipando. Grande, Veronica. I don't know. I don't think this is appropriate. Especially for third grade children. Especially for little Hispanic boys. You know how... Anyway. But Veronica, I'm trying to learn about some anatomy. What up, girl? What do you guys think? Is that inappropriate? Would you be mad if your teacher did that at your child's school? I don't like it. I don't like it. De donde el corazón la señora. Nice lungs, baby. What them lungs do? Let me see how that esophagus. Okay, stop. Stop. Whatever, redirect notice. What is this? Okay, a couple more random stories. From Fortune, she would definitely get the fathers more involved in their kids' education. That's right. Let me see what you've been teaching my kids. Veronica, we're going to need to have a parent-teacher conference. I'm going to need to see up close and personal what you've been teaching my children. Put the outfit on, Veronica. Mom's not going to be at the meeting. Just you and I. She's busy. She doesn't even know about this. PDF do tend to get jobs around kids. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think that's good that she's doing that. It's a little too... I bet some of the boys would like to get some hands-on learning. I know. I'm trying to... Yeah, I'm trying to see what them guts feel like. Yeah. They were definitely interested in their... they took an interest in their education that day. Your mom sure does care about your education, boy. From Fortune.com, millionaires, millennials are set to become the richest generation on record, thanks to the $84 trillion great wealth transfer from their baby boomer parents and grandparents. So the same people that are out there protesting, the same boomers, saved up a bunch of money and now they're dying. And they're leaving millennials all this money. These millennials are going to be rich. In addition to heartwarming family lore and sentimental trinkets, older generations are set to pass down a staggering amount of financial value over the coming decades in the largest wealth transfer in history. This is why the Democrats want to do an inheritance tax. They want to tax your inheritance so you can't have generational wealth that you leave to your kids. But now we're going to have a bunch of damn millennials walking around with millions. They're going to be millennials. Much of this will be in the form of stock and bond investments that have grown on the backs of markets that boomed as the boomers bloomed. After the Dow Jones Industrial Average grew almost 30-fold since 1985, boomers have an average 242,200 stashed away in their 401ks, according to Fidelity. They're also big possessors of real estate, the value of which has swelled in the decades since they bought their starter home for roughly what a nice flat screen TV costs today. Facts. $5,000. You get the price of my computer. I could have bought a house. You damn boomers. Lots of boomers are broke too. Only 1% of the top 10%. 1% of the top 10% would also be 1% of the top 10% would also be 1% of everybody. Right? 1% of the top 10% would be the top 1%. I don't think it's necessary to say of the top 10%. You just say the top 1%. Everyone has more than they deserve. Don't like it, go live in the woods. I have no tolerance for entitled nonsense. Boomers own 37% of the homes in the U.S., while making up little more than 20%. 0.1. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're right. Making up little more than 20% of the population, according to the Census Bureau, and they have the keys to 51%. Yeah. Anyway, trying to do math. Meanwhile, inheriting a house might be the only way many millennials can afford home ownership. 45% of people born between 1981 and 1996 don't own their dwelling. Sometimes the inheritance is a rug store. Boomers own private companies collectively worth almost $8 trillion, including 41% of U.S. small businesses per government data, but many retiring entrepreneurs aren't passing them down to their kids. Succession style, choosing to instead sell their mom and pop establishments to enterprising millennials. A funeral isn't a wealth transfer prerequisite. Some generations, members of the older generations, are already using their nest eggs to help their kids and grandkids handle house down payments, private school tuitions, and student loans. Beside covering costs as they come up, there's another benefit. Yearly gifts of $18,000 for an individual or $36,000. Yearly gifts of $18,000 for an individual or $36,000 for a couple are exempt from taxes. Oh, you don't have to pay taxes on gifts. Millennials are on track to become the richest generation in history as they inherit the wealth of their... But I think this is like a trivial truth. I think each generation should ideally be the richest generation. If your nation and your economy is flourishing as it's supposed to, each generation should be richer than the previous generation and smarter, but eventually that reaches a plateau and it levels out, and it may even dip back down like we've seen with the IQ. But yeah, it's not like surprising that millennials would be the richest generation. And then Zoomers, I don't know. We might see it start going down after this. Bet they still got that wood paneling and rust-covered carpets. Yeah, and some couches that look like God knows what. Three dozen more international students and alumni of California universities lose their visas. Good. At least 3 dozen more. This is from New York Post. At least 3 dozen more international students and recent alumni of pristine California universities have had their visas revoked by the Trump administration as it continues to zero in on anti-Israel protesters. Stanford University, you know, I don't care about like the anti-Semitism and they're anti-Israel. We got to stand with Israel. I don't really care about all that, but I don't like you coming to our country on a student visa and you're organizing protests, like, or getting involved in protests at all. Like, you should not have the right to protest. You're here on a student visa. Don't protest anything. You just need to sit there quietly, do your schoolwork, and get the hell out. Go get rich off of American education. Get your American overseas job in India and get rich over there off of America. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about a protest. Any protest. Shut up. So I'm with it. Get them out of here.
University activists, Stanford University, and several schools in the University of California.
This is very quiet. It's not my fault.
To NBC, members of their communities were swept up in the wave of revocations. 4 current students and 2 alumni at Stanford were affected.
Can you guys even hear that?
A total of 35 students and alumni at UC campuses also had their visas pulled.
The immigrant doth protest too much. Yeah. You're an immigrant.
2 grad students and 2
You have no reason to protest.
5 at UC San Diego.
Go back to your country and protest that you're not as good as America.
Impacted. UCLA's chancellor confirmed 12 more, 6 students and 6 alumni. Secretary of State Mark.
I don't even care if they organized it. I don't care if they're supporting terrorists or not. If you're here on a student visa, you're here to study. If you're caught at a protest, deport.
Rubio has said 300 visas have been canceled so far, claiming the individuals were causing a ruckus, imposing national security concerns.
Yeah, I agree, Elderline.
School officials say the federal government hasn't given reasons for most of the terminations, but acknowledge the decisions have sparked fear and uncertainty across their campuses. UCLA's chancellor wrote that the university supports its international students and staff.
Especially when you're supporting like Houthis and Hamas and terrorists.
And is working to protect their rights. The bid to target foreign-born protesters follows the high-profile detention of Columbia University activist Mahmoud Khalil.
Now we just need to deport all these crazy white girls.
Signals the White House's commitment to curbing what it calls campus anti-Semitism nationwide.
They're not going to make babies. They're going to be sterilized and aborting. Lion snaps, grabs man through cage bars. What? I didn't plan on doing this story, but let's watch it. Oh shit, got him. He got him. Oh, he got him. He's pulling him in. Poke him with a stick. Now you got to be that lion tamer in that cage with him when you get him off the guy. That thing's tasted blood. It's coming for you. Stop. We're going to get stuck watching all these videos.
If you're looking for the one, find
all right.
realtor.com.
Let's see. I got to walk Echo, so I got to get out of here. Let's take their lunch money here pretty soon. Let's see. Doomsday mom Lori Vallow represents herself in a trial over killing of her 4th husband. This lady, the Doomsday mom, is going to be in court this week. She killed her 4th. She's serving multiple life sentences for the murders of her 2 children and a romantic rival. And she killed her 4th husband. Doomsday mom who received multiple life sentences and murders of her 2 children, romantic rival, gave her opening statement Monday in a separate trial over the death of her 4th husband. You think she killed him? Probably. Valo Davel, who is serving her as her own counsel, by the way, that's a horrible idea, Valerie. Valo, you don't represent yourself, dummy. Fatal shooting of Charles Valo by her brother, Alex Cox, characterizing them as tragic but far from criminal or planned. She said that the day Cox shot Valo, her husband got into an argument with her daughter, Tylee Ryan, who was then 16, and threatened her with a bat. Though the couple were estranged, Valo had come to the residence in Chandler, Arizona. Blah, 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 police. I don't really care about this. I just thought this was interesting that this lady's like murdered her whole family, pretty much. You think she's involved with the husband dying? Probably. And she's representing herself. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. When you get knocked down, you got to get back up. Grape widow. She's a black widow baby. Yep. It's almost like that stick is worthless. I know that stick wasn't doing nothing to that lion. Let's see. Israel update. Israeli soldiers described clearance of kill zone on Gaza's edge. Soldiers described destroying farmland, houses, factories. Everything gets mowed down, one soldier said. Report cites troop deployed in the late... Israeli troops flattened farmland and cleared entire residential districts in Gaza to open a kill zone around the enclave, according to a report on Monday that quoted soldiers testifying about the harsh methods used in the operation. The report from the Israeli rights group Breaking the Silence cited soldiers who served in Gaza during the creation of the buffer zone, which is extended to between 800 to 1,500 meters inside the enclave by December 2024, which has since been expanded further by Israeli troops. So they're clearing out a kill zone. Good tactical. I don't care about all this. Here's an interesting story from Florida. Florida woman. Get my lion poker. We got another one. From Florida. Florida woman stole thousands during tarot card readings. Spiritual cleansing scam. Report. If you're dumb enough to go to this lady and pay her to do a tarot card reading or a spiritual cleansing to you, then you deserve it. It's not a scam. How is it a scam? Wait a second. How is this a scam? Are they implying that all astrology, astronomy, are they implying that all astrology and all this spiritual crystal crap, like, how can they say that this is a scam? I mean, I say it's a scam, but how isn't this freedom of religion? Stole thousands. Let's see how she stole it. It depends on how she stole it. If she's jacking their purse while they're getting a tarot card reading, then a Florida woman was arrested after she allegedly conned a man out of thousands of dollars during a bogus tarot card reading and spiritual cleansing. Okay, this implies that there's a such thing as a not bogus tarot card reading and spiritual cleansing, right? By this logic, every tarot card reading is bogus. Every crystal ball reading, every palm reading, every spiritual cleaning, every spirit mushing with the freaking sage, they charge for all those things. And they're all bogus. So all of those people need to be locked up for scamming people. Right? They all bogus. What do you mean a bogus tarot card reading? Well, there's no such thing as a real tarot card reading. According to a arrest report obtained by WTV, Carmen Valdez de Miguel was arrested on Monday and faces charges of organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, and resisting an officer without violence. Organized scheme to defraud, grand theft. That the whole, but every tarot card reader is an organized scam to defraud somebody. And the alleged con began March 11th when a man found a flyer on his car for a tarot card reading and called the number according to the report. This guy deserves to get robbed. He spoke with a woman, the report read, and agreed to a tarot card reading session for $20. Oh, okay. This is where it becomes a crime. Watch. 2 days later, on March 13th, the man went to an apartment, met Valdez de Miguel, who referred to herself as Maria Rodriguez, the report read. During the reading, Valdez de Miguel allegedly told the man he needed a deeper spiritual cleansing procedure that would cost $600 to $700. Trusting her advice, you fucking idiot, the man agreed to a partial payment and transferred $200 through Zelle. He then returned to the apartment and met Valdez de Miguel again on March 14th for a spiritual cleaning session that he had prepaid a portion of. Well, you don't get a full spiritual cleansing if you only paid 1/3 of the price. The report detailed that Valdez de Miguel asked the man during the session about his available bank balance, where he reportedly told her he had $8,000 available. Following the man's response, Valdez de Miguel then allegedly asked him to bring the full amount next time and assured him that if she were to use the money in a ritual, it would double and she would return it the same day. The man then returned to the apartment with $3,000 in cash on March. Dude, this is not. No, you can't charge this woman because this guy's a dumbass. I thought like maybe she was going to ask him how much he had in his account, and then she was going to use some sort of hacking technique since he sent her the Zelle to rob it out of his account. No, this guy just keeps coming back with the money. That's his fault. This chick's just doing her job. She's giving a spiritual cleansing. You don't get half price. You got to pay the full price. You want a full spiritual cleansing. During the ritual, the report stated that the bag was broken. Wait. The man then returned to the apartment with $3,000 in cash. Oh. Wait, okay. So now I see the scam. I'm trying to figure out how they're charging this woman. Because if I say I'm doing a tarot card reading and it costs $10,000, if you're willing to pay $10,000 for my tarot card reading, I didn't do anything illegal. The illegal thing is right here. She said, bring all your cash with you, and we're going to put it in a bag, and I'm going to do this juju magic, and we're going to open the bag, and it's going to be doubled. Instead, when he opens the bag, the money's gone. Okay, that's the theft. That's where I was wondering where the scam was, because everything else is just this dude's a dumbass. He's still a dumbass, but the man told authorities that Valdez, I can't say this chick's name, Valdez de Miguel, appeared to be startled by what was in the bag. But when he asked for his money back, she claimed she couldn't do it due to her state of mind. Yeah, it's not. Look, it's not my fault your spirit is unclean. That's why the money's missing. That's the powers that be. The forces within you caused your money to disappear. He didn't have enough faith in his money doubling. Right. That's it. Or he had the wrong spirit. He had the wrong spirit. He should have, if he had a virtuous spirit of love and pure energy, it would have doubled. But he had a dark spirit of greed. And therefore, all he got was eggs and worms. He assured the man the money would be returned the next day. The report stated that the man had made multiple attempts to contact Valdez de Miguel following the bizarre encounter, but she had refused to return the money. She can't. The demons got it. She asserted that the funds were part of a ritual and could not be released until the candles extinguished on their own. Despite having previously assured that she's just replacing the candles every day. Every time he comes in, the candles are at the same spot. He's like, damn it, when are these candles going to burn out? Oh, there are dark forces maintaining the fire on these candles, and they don't want you to have your money back. His money returns the next day. Miguel was taken into custody where officers gave her the opportunity to return the money, but she denied knowing the man. Port says she resisted being taken into custody using a fake name. Yeah, that's a crime. She had 3 warrants. Yeah. Set her bond in the case at $5,500. Well, luckily she has $3,000 sitting aside. She could pay that bond. You only got to pay 10%. She got $550. Okay, I had a chance to review this very interesting arrest affidavit. Also makes one realize you should never respond to a flyer left on your vehicle for tarot card readings because you don't know what's going to happen, especially when you're asked to bring $3,000 in cash. Put the money in a bag with some eggs. Judge Mindy Glazer said, "This is bizarre." Yeah, I think she should get to keep the money. Like, the fake name and the resisting arrest is a problem, and this bitch is obviously crazy. But I think she should get to keep that money just because that guy's an idiot. And who knows? It's freedom of religion, right? Like, part of my religion is you give me $1,000, I put it into my wallet, and if your energy is pure and I do my spiritual cleansing, it's going to double and I can give it back to you. But sometimes if your spirit is not pure, you know, I get a new PlayStation 5. You know, that's just how it works. That's just how the game goes. That's part of the religion. That's wild. Shout out Florida woman. Don't do tarot card readings from flyers left on your car. That's the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Last story, RFK and Bernie are both coming to Utah. I think RFK was here today. And it was a secret location because all the protesters and the Antifa people are trying to find out where they're going to be. Both of them, because they want to go to the Bernie rally and then they want to go protest the Kennedy one. Health for Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plans to celebrate Utah bills related to his Make America Healthy Again agenda. Yes, Utah was the first state to ban fluoridated water. Televangelists do it all the time. It's legal, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's no different than being at a mega church and being like, pay me for every dollar you pay me, you'll get back 10 times the blessings. It's no different. So RFK, it won't be the first stop in the Beehive State for either man, as both visited during the recent presidential campaigns. Sanders as a Democrat, Kennedy as a Democrat turned independent during the run-up to the 2024 election. Sanders won Utah's Democratic primaries in both 2016 and 2020. As President Donald Trump's health secretary, Kennedy embarks on a 3-day swing through Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico next week to promote state initiatives that align with his health agenda. That includes a press conference with state lawmakers in Salt Lake City Monday, focused on recent bills banning fluoride in public water systems, barring certain food additives from school lunches, and preventing recipients from using SNAP benefits. Oh, to purchase soda. Oh, that makes sense. You can't use your food stamp to buy damn Monster Energy drink. That makes sense. I'm with it. Or Little Debbie cakes. SNAP benefits is for fruits, vegetables, and meat. That's it. Milk, juice. That's it. You don't get no candy. You don't get no Little Debbie snack cakes. It doesn't matter. Most of them sell them for drug money anyway. SLC has more than 5 fire trucks. Are you referring to what have you been waiting 6 months to bring that up? We don't. How many fire trucks we got? 10? 20? Let's say we have 30 fire trucks, Freddie. 5 of them is a sixth. That's a sixth of our force. What are you talking about? How many active fire trucks does Salt Lake City have? We have 1 fire station. Hold on. The Salt Lake City Fire Department operates 12 fire engines, 3 trucks, 2 quints, and 5 aircraft rescue vehicles. So, fire engines, we have 12 of them, Freddie. What percentage of 12 fire trucks is 5 that we sent to California to help with your fires, that your Democrat lawmakers started the fires? We sent you 5 fire trucks from Salt Lake City. We only have 12 fire trucks, and we have the same Democrat lawmakers doing the same things here, and we have fires here too in Salt Lake City. So what happens when 5 of our 12 fire trucks are in California saving you, and we catch on fire? We fucking burn. I'm so interested in Salt Lake City fire trucks right now. He's talking about, because I said, our mayor said we're sending 5 of our fire trucks to help with the fires in California when they were going on. And I was like, thanks, mayor. What happens if we have a fire now? Like, we got to save California. What happens if we have a fire? And Freddie's like, they got more than 5 fire trucks. Yeah, we have 12. We almost sent you half of our resources. Firefighters lighted that fire and most fires. I don't know about that. I think maybe it could have been, they could have been lit. I believe that. I think it's possible that it's homeless people smoking crack in the woods. Bunch of dang crackheads in the woods making campfires, not doing proper fire safety. Smokey the Bear was taking a break. Didn't get the hobos who had a fire and smoked crack. I think that's probably how they start. Or it's space lasers. It's the solar panel, the solar panel array on the satellites in space that's gathering solar energy. They're going to beam it down to that energy plant in LA. And the problem is it overloads the breakers and it blows up all these breakers all over the place and fires start. And then they're not doing the controlled burns. They're not doing proper water management, blah, 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 blah. Hobos are lighting campfires and smoking crack in the woods. All these things conglomerate to cause fire. And the same stuff is going on here in Salt Lake City, and we only have 12 fire engines. We can't be sending you 5 of them. It was always burning since the world been turning. Always burning since the world been turning. Anyway, did RFK Jr. coming to Utah to talk fluoride ban and MAHA plans? MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. Sounds like something Hawaiian. MAHA. Let me see if he came today. Let me see if there's any video of him being here. RFK Utah today. Yep, he was here. Let's see this. It's 22 minutes long. We can't watch all this.
You know, I hope we recognize what an amazing day it is for Utah.
Dude, it looks like they're in a prison.
For the first time in my recollection, we have 3 top officials, cabinet members from the federal government in Utah, meeting with state leaders. Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
If this is, dude, it looks like they're in a bunker. What the hell? When this guy moves, you can see the Capitol building behind him, but it could be. It might not be the Salt Lake City Capitol. It might be out in Provo.
Administrator Zeldin, thank you so much for your time coming to.
Actually, I don't even think these are windows. These are pictures.
To Utah, we had Secretary Duffy here.
Because this does not line up with this. This is a pic. These are pictures.
Well, from the Department of Transportation.
What are you in a bunker with fake window
and
pictures?
What an incredible opportunity for the state of Utah. Utah is leading the way in making America healthy again. Because while other states are just talking about
oh, you know, these bitches over here can't stand this.
About the solutions, Utah is actually implementing and creating the solutions. I'm so proud to be standing here today alongside of Secretary Kennedy.
I don't know that. They might be nice ladies. But it looks like this lady's rolling her eyes.
Administrator Zeldin and my legislative colleagues to celebrate Utah's landmark proposals that reinforce that Utah's position as the best state in the nation and to ensure that future generations grow up.
Shout out best state in the nation.
Up stronger and healthier. We're excited to recognize Utah's bold measures to ban supplemental fluoride in our drinking water, prohibit soda purchases with SNAP.
Did you see her eyes? This lady is not happy. I don't know who this lady is, but she's not happy. She just went, wow. We can't buy soda with our SNAP anymore. What are the hobos going to drink? You're going to make them drink juice?
And remove synthetic food dyes from the lunches in our public schools. We're not afraid to lead on these issues, even though they're very controversial in some circumstances. We know that when Utah leads, other states will follow. Secretary Kennedy talked about that a moment ago. Into our homes and into our communities. So with that, we're going to go ahead and kick off
the 81 fluoride amendments, a straightforward and simple bill that prioritizes personal choice and expands medical freedom for Utah's residents. First, the bill ensures that fluoride is no longer added to our public water systems. This means that every individual and family will have the freedom.
We get our water from artesian wells. I don't think they add fluoride to our water from well. We have well water. We have artesian well water, which means water that, like, Florida has aquifers. Some places have water towers, which is gravity fed water. We get a lot of our water from snow melting off the mountains, and what it does is it seeps into the rocks, and then and this is an artesian well. It's where the water is in rock layers under the state. We have rivers flowing underneath the city. Like, you don't even know it, but you're standing on top of a river sometimes. And the water is below our feet. Not like Florida, also like Florida, but different. Florida, it soaks into the groundwater, into the dirt. Here, it travels through underground rivers and rock crevices when it melts off the mountain. Fun fact. But why are they adding fluoride to it?
To choose for themselves whether to consume supplemental fluoride, rather than having it be automatically included in our public drinking water. Second, the bill expands access to fluoride for those who do want it by allowing pharmacists across the state to prescribe fluoride supplements. This approach enables Utahns to receive fluoride in a manner that takes...
Okay, we don't have time for
One of the first states in the country to restrict cell phone use in schools.
They've now... One of the first states in the country to ban porn. Based. One of the first state in the country to ban fluoride in the water. Based.
Clean the chemical additives out of the school lunch program. They've applied for a SNAP waiver to get rid of sodas on SNAP.
Yo, and everybody here loved RFK 2 years ago. And now all the Antifa fucktards and all the Democrat, they hate him. They wanted to protest this guy. That's why they're doing this in a bunker with fake windows.
Which I know Brooke Rollins is about.
He came here secretly. I would have went out and covered this, but they didn't say where it was. I still don't even know where it is.
To sign, and they've led the nation in banning fluoride. Fluoride should not be in our water. Fluoride had a strong justification in the 1940s. when it was added and people didn't understand the science and they thought its benefit to our teeth was systemic. And by drinking it, it would enter your body and some...
No. Nobody ever thought that was a good idea. No scientist ever thought that was a good idea. They always knew you're not supposed to ingest fluoride. They always knew that. And anybody who paid any attention to the world always knew that. You don't drink fluoride. It's okay in toothpaste. And it says on the thing, don't swallow the toothpaste. Spit it out. That's why there's been a label on toothpaste since toothpaste was started that said don't swallow the toothpaste because it has fluoride in it. And we know you're not supposed to ingest fluoride. A little bit sublingually when you're cleaning your teeth is okay. It's not going to kill you. Probably even that is probably still not great for you, but it does, the benefits that it has on his teeth outweigh the negatives that a little sublingual fluoride is going to affect your brain or something like that. But when you're drinking it in your water, that's not helping your teeth and it's killing you. Why would they do? Nobody ever thought this was a good idea. And then everybody who called it out is a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Now protect their teeth. Now we know that there is no systemic advantage, zero systemic advantage.
No, we always knew that.
And that the only advantage comes from topical application. So it's the water that passes through your mouth. You can achieve that benefit by from brushing your teeth. And in the era of fluoridated toothpastes and mouthwashes, it makes no sense to have fluoride in our water. The evidence against fluoride is overwhelming. In animals, in animal models, and in human models, we know that it causes IQ loss.
And guess what? Don't drink mouthwash either. Damn Native Americans always stealing the mouthwash, getting drunk off of it.
Profound IQ loss, and it's dose related. So the more fluoride you get, the higher levels in your drinking water, your urine.
I never swallowed that crap, King. I do remember that, but I would never swallow it. No. I don't even like it. I wouldn't even do it. Well, I guess I swished it, but I did not like that. I did not like that. I'm not swallowing it. I knew better. Dentists still push treatments on kids and adults. My mom is a dentist. No, they don't make you drink fluoride at the dentist. No, that doesn't happen. She's not a dentist. She's a dental hygienist. Hell no, spit that. Do you spit? I spit. I don't swallow. And with that, we're ending this show. We were the test subjects back then. This is true. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go walk my dog, and I gotta get to work. Thank you guys for hanging out. God bless you. We will be back in the morning. We're gonna start the book of Joshua in the Bible. It's about to get epic, boys. Rabid Antidente. They make you get fluoride treatments. Yeah, but that doesn't. You don't drink fluoride. You put a tray in with like a gel that sits on your teeth. You don't guzzle fluoride. Anyway, I'm going to send you guys over to the Crucible. They're having a debate over there. It might be almost over. I don't know. Let me see. Neo Starling? I have no idea who that is. Okay. All right. See you guys later. God bless. Have a good one. I'll see you in the morning. Peace. Send us to Resla. I don't know Resla like that. Send us to PewDiePie. No, we're going to Crucible. Maybe next time I'll send you to Resla.